What up? What up? What up? What up? Salute to everybody tapping in with you. Welcome to Real Box, man. This is and we got a few things we gonna be into, man. Appreciate everybody. Tap that like, man. Tap in with your boy, man. Until we subjects, we gonna be chopping it up about that we didn't get set up the new show, ain't it? Starting to get all of the equipment in its place, get everything where it's supposed to be. Appreciate you tapping in with me. The brethren just do boxing, man. You had a hell of a show today, man. I ain't even gonna hold you. That was a hell of a cook you had on the Tim Bradley. So just gonna make it around to that at some point. We gonna get around to that, but we gonna chop it up about the top rank card, the Effie Ajagba and the Big Shot Shaw fight, man. A lot of people told me Big Shot Shaw was ready for the likes of Big. Stay away from him because he can't get off the line, and he ain't really got an active jab. He really only used this jab to check the distance. And shit, when you only use it to check the distance, then your weight transition is real predictable. So I really expect some of the people that told me that he was ready for the likes of a Big Baby Anderson, yeah, I mean, out of Toledo, Ohio. But while we on Ohio, let's get to my boy Dante Benjamin out of East Cleveland, Ohio, man. Hey, I was impressed, man. This kid impressed me more and more every time I sing. The more I put my ear to the blacktop, then I'm hearing better and better things out. So I'm highly impressed with what I seen from the likes of Dante Benjamin this weekend. Dante Benjamin Jr. Let me set the Ray is supposed to be. Salute the homie Daryl Deloach. Appreciate you tapping in with me, Brody. Appreciate y'all tapping in with me, man. Go ahead, smash the like. But yeah, man. As far as the card was concerned, it wasn't really too much that impressed me. I was kind of displeased, man, with the Terrence Big Shot. I expected more. I really more, man. He fought with a lot of heart. Yeah, I mean, he ain't never get out there and quit. But to get hit with 90 plus jabs from the likes of a fighter that this was the first time Ajagba displayed the jab on that resume. And for the people in his camp, sent his ass to Barry Hunter, um, fuck, Fury's trainer, Sugar Hill. He need to go to Barry Hunter or Sugar Hill, man. Somebody need to teach him some head movement and some transitional boxing so he can start to get in and get out. You understand? And Effie Ajagba can really be a problem or it can be a treat for the heavyweight division. A fighter who has displayed the ability to not only have some power, but now he done showed us a jab. That's what really impressed me most about that fight was the consistency that he landed, and not only the consistency that he did it, but the persistence and him landing it downstairs as well as upstairs to the point to where Big Shot really couldn't get out. He couldn't see the right hands coming by the time he could get ready to eliminate the jab. He was getting caught with right hands after that. So I was highly impressed at the camp from them. And they watched they tape. You understand? Big Shot looked like his feet was insane, man. And he wasn't really using his angles too well. You understand? He don't really use angles too well to be trying to land the big shots that he try and land. If you want to land them type of big shots without without your weight transition becoming predictable, you gonna have to pivot a lot, or you gonna have to counter and slip and roll, which means he got to go to Barry Hunter and get some motherfucking head movement. He got to go to Sugar Hill and get some head movement. He got to go to Calvin Ford and get some head movement. You understand? He got to go through that's going. I mean, somebody who can teach him to trench ahead. Other just really that. Next things next. Let's get the these Tim Bradley statements. Everybody tripping on. Man, I don't know. He said a lot of things that y'all know I feel at OTB boxing school. Yeah, I mean, he said that he respected any fighter that put the gloves on. Y'all know how we is. We gonna always respect anybody that put the gloves on. You understand? Big Shot wasn't using angles and looked like he couldn't pull the trigger on his punches. Yeah, because his weight transition was getting predicted. You know what I mean? When a person sticking that stick in your face, then you know what I mean, you gotta be able to slip or roll to get off the line. He couldn't do neither one of them things. So shit, he was just getting timed and jabbed to death until Effie wanted to hit him with a big shot. So he couldn't never transition his weight onto his front foot to land that big shot, which everybody that he was gonna land. And I had a lot of people, bro, that told me after his last fight he was ready. Not Jarrell, not that big baby, the other big baby out of Ohio, Big Baby Anderson. You understand? And that's why we gotta, as boxing, as content creators, people who follow the sport, man, we gotta be more critical before we sign off on these fighters. Because what happened is they start smelling their own shit too. You understand? So now we just as responsible for putting them in the ring to take that ass whooping as everybody in their fan base is for hyping them up. So you know what I mean, we gotta do a good job of keeping these fighters grounded. Yeah, you know I mean, without tearing them down. And I heard a lot of people, man, speak real highly Big Shot Shaw, and I just wasn't quick to sign off. Y'all know how I'm highly critical person when it comes to me judging a fighter, because it's a lot that go into that. You don't know a fighter until you get hit. Y'all remember that? Remember that part. You understand? So that's when you judge who your favorite fighter is. Judge him after he get hit. Appreciate you tapping in with me too, Dante Hard Box and Talk. You already know what it is, family. Fighting like that, he cannot be beaten. None of the he ain't gonna beat none of the he ain't gonna beat none of the heavyweights. And I thought that for him to be fighting Effie was a step up. You know what I mean? He really was taking a step up. Ruiz was supposed to fight that fight. He was a step in for that fight. So um I think that everybody who assessed his talent knew that he was 3 to 5 fights away from really being on that's in the boxing community. We are such fans of the moment that we make the spotlight bigger than it may be at the moment. And we don't put the spotlight on the deficiencies enough until somebody else display them on a higher stage. So as far as Big Shot Shaw go, I think that he can really still progress within his career. This ain't the end for him. I think that he can still get an upset. You understand? We seen the likes of an Andy Ruiz lose 2, 3 fights before he upset Anthony Joshua. And when you talking about the inconsistency within the talent at the heavyweight division, then I'm not gonna count him out yet. I'm just gonna say that he needs a trainer who can teach him the mechanics of transitioning his jab into his power shots. And he needs an active jab. When you want to land the power shot, for you to not have an active jab means you just gonna, hey Dante, I like what Johnny Rice showed me. I ain't gonna hold you. This is the second time I seen Johnny Rice. And he really impressed me every time you seen, because he like a throwback fighter. Yeah, I mean, he don't look like he in shape. He remind me of the Buster Douglas for right now. I'm waiting for one of them Buster Douglas ass fights with him, and oh, I can't wait to see who's willing to give him the opportunity, because Rice can box. You understand? You can see him eliminate the jab. You can see him be light on his feet for somebody with such a heavy physique as he have. You understand? And that shit ain't all muscle neither. You understand that? He got a little belly on him. So it's impressive to see people with that big. I always used to tell my son in basketball, man, a fat boy who can dribble is a problem. And then and boxing, man, a big light on his that, man, it's gonna be tough to beat him. You understand? You got all them out. His stamina deficiency, and you got to kind of count on that. But that means that you got to have a work ethic that's gonna be persistent throughout the course of that match. We gonna get into that too when we get to talking about this Errol Spence fighting that 154 bullshit, because I don't see that happening. But I agree with you. I like what I seen out of Johnny Rice, and I think that that would be a good fight for Big Shot Shaw. You understand? But now that Johnny Rice done had that big win, shit. Shaw kind of need a fight that's gonna build his confidence next. We want to build his confidence and kind of work with him throughout the mechanics of boxing and let him get better at the things he do before we put him in there with somebody like a Johnny Rice who fighting for right now. You understand? Johnny Rice, you could tell he fighting for right now, and that's what makes him a dangerous fight for anybody at that heavyweight division. Say, I'm not trying to hold you, bro. I just love the heavyweight division more. I feel you. It's always impressive. You understand? Everybody love heavyweights. You know, we from the U.S., so we definitely love heavyweights. I'm from Cincinnati, so I really have a respect more for the mechanics of boxing, and that's what really allowed me to fall in love with Johnny Rice, to watch him do it over 7 rounds. I think last time I seen him, he fought 11 or 12 rounds. So to see him consistently be able to do that, man, I can't wait to I look forward to seeing what opportunities really present themselves for him, because he can upset some folks. I ain't gonna hold you, because the big bunch and the big boy can box. But now let's, while we on this subject, you understand, let's talk about this bullshit, man, because everybody want to jump down Tim Bradley throat, man. And like as I said earlier, he said some things that I like. You understand? Things I didn't like, man. I don't care. I ain't here to talk about what no fighter do. Yeah, I mean, outside the ring. I ain't there to judge you as an individual. I ain't there to judge you as a man. You understand? Judge not and not be and not and ye not be judged. You understand? And so as when I felt like that was weak as hell from Tim, but let's also remember he on his Hall of Fame, road. You understand? Hall of Fame tour. Like he say, he was 15 minutes from the Hall of Fame. So given the context of the quality fighter and the quality fights that I've known Tim Bradley to have, Pacquiao, Devin Alexander, yeah, I mean, he's fought his share. He fought some good fights. So given the context of his career, then I can understand the comments. You understand? I can understand the comments. Given the his stance as the comments, I go in his comments enough to know, yeah, I mean, 2 and 2 is only 4. So I really wasn't too surprised by that. I'm not gonna jump down his throat and say, oh, he's a hater, he this, he that, because I get the point that he's trying to make. You understand? As far as boxing is concerned, we do need these fights. And if you can compare each of these fighters that he spoke negatively about to his career at this point in his career, down to the number of fights, you understand, he had fought the cream of the crop. He had fought a Devin Alexander on the pound for pound list. You understand? He had fought a Manny Pacquiao. So shit, let's be real. When we are this critical of the individual, that, yeah, I mean, he's done enough to be as critical as he is. Now, him speaking about hitting women and Javante thing with his baby mom, that's some weak ass shit. You understand? We ain't even gonna comment on that. But he's a man, he got to stand up to that shit. But as far as the other thing he spoke about that I agree with him about is Errol Spence moving up the fight at 154. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't believe it. I don't believe it, not for a dollar. I mean, not for a minute, not for a second. Like, I don't see it happening. You telling me he approaching the biggest fight of his career and he about to move up? He's been at 147 for his whole amateur career and at least 10 years of his pro career, which means that up in the biggest fight of his career, he about to go up in weight and then down in weight, not knowing how his body's gonna respond to either one of these. You understand? Because he ain't dead. Has he had to drop weight before? Yes, but that's different than doing it a year later after you just made a weight that's higher. You understand? Not to mention, how does your body perform? Does your body perform in a negative way that allow you to not want to, yeah, I mean, to not want to pursue at such a high magnitude a fight at that level? Yeah, I mean, I don't see it. Like, it don't make sense. And not only that, you talk about him not performing at a high rate. Shit, not him having a style that's predicated on him performing at a high rate, his work ethic being so high. You understand? You need all of these things. You need to know how your body gonna respond when you talking about going up in weight and then coming down in weight, and your style is predicated on 12 rounds of consistent pressure. I don't see it. That's a smoke screen. Not only that, y'all, 9 hours ago, the WBC, goddamn it, ordered Keith Thurman and Errol Spence. So if the WBC ordered the shit, y'all, then not a fight that's be fought at 154. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. You know why? Because Errol ain't ranked at 154. He ain't ever fucking fought up there. So, you know what I mean? Quit jumping like flies on shit to everything that smell good. Because every glitter ain't gold, man. And I really seen a lot of people, yeah, I mean, anxious and thinking that was something that was capable of happening. But you gotta logically think about this shit. You approaching the biggest fight of your career. Like, shit, why would you move up to go back down to fight that fight? You don't even know how you gonna respond. Not to mention, let Keith Thurman, goddamn it, wiggle through this shit until 9, 10, 11, 12 and catch your ass with some shit when you drain it down, because you don't know how your body gonna respond at 154. You understand? And then you talking about a whole nother bag of worms. I just don't see it. Not smart. Not smart. If you can control the market, why wouldn't you? You understand? And right now, he definitely control the market. If he moved to 154, he need to stay there. I just got a feeling we might see Spence versus Crawford fight out of nowhere. And bro, that's the reason that I don't see him moving up to fight Thurman at 154. It literally makes no sense. You approaching, you done already guaranteed the fans. You done told us, all right, I'm spinning the block and I'm coming back to get him. You understand? You done told us I'm spinning the block and I'm coming back to get him. You ain't gonna spin the block, go up the street, fight your big bro, and then come back the top fighter in your grade. Like, shit, it makes no sense. Not to mention, if you do lose or if you don't have such a great performance, yeah, Teach, man. I was moving and man, I had a lot going on. I ain't even gonna hold you, Teach, boy. It was a lot going on. Y'all know. Sometimes, boy, you gotta put life first, goddamn it. I ain't even gonna hold. I'll be having some shit going on. City been crazy. So everybody who is in Cincinnati, that tap in, go wash your car and don't stay at the car wash too long, because these young motherfuckers acting a fool. But yeah, man, I damn sure been missing, man. We getting back on the Teach. I ain't gonna hold you. We about to tap back in on that ass. You know what time it is. We about to tap in, make their ass tap out. Make their ass tap out. Appreciate you tapping in with me, Teach. You know how much I value your knowledge and shit. But back to what I was saying, y'all, I just don't see it. You understand? I don't see him moving up to 154 and then coming back down to 147, especially when the WBC just issued this fight, which means that if the WBC issue or fight, then he's not ranked in WBC at 154. How the hell is that gonna happen? Now, don't get me wrong, Al, a bad motherfucker, but you ain't about to pull that move. I'm sorry. Rankings come out every 3 months. We would have been seeing that shit coming. Shout out to my homie L Dub. You understand? He would have been pulled the coattail on that. But yeah, I don't see him really moving up to 154. I ain't gonna hold you, man. That fight about to be at 147. And I've been told y'all, everybody who's students at OTB boxing school, y'all know he gonna pump head that way. He gonna pumpkin head that boy. And yeah, we been missing in action, but we back on it. We back active. You understand? Best believe we back active on that ass. We back active on that ass. We back active on that ass. But yeah, man, let's get back to the Errol Spence shit. I don't see that happening, man. I don't see that happening. That fight about to be at 147. He about to pumpkin head Keith Thurman ass. You understand? Errol a body snatcher. Don't get me Errol a body snatcher. And not only that, Keith Thurman start off slow. Keith Thurman start off too slow. Y'all talking about Terrence Crawford start off slow. Getting dropped in the first couple rounds of his punches. Now, and these don't be no flash ass knockdown shit. He got dropped by 40-year-old Pacquiao in the first couple rounds. So you understand? I really don't seem to. I ain't never really been too enthused about that fight, child. I ain't excited about that shit. Errol about to snatch his whole soul away. God damn it, he gonna pumpkin head his ass. He gonna make it look good, and then him and TC gonna get to talking shit to each other. And that was they play the whole time. I've been told y'all that was they play. They been knew what they play was gonna be. Them watching us run around like a chicken with our head cut off, arguing and all of this monkey shit over it. Got them cracking up. That made them. That let them know they could push it back further. They still gonna jump on it like a flying shit. They still gonna jump on it. So both of y'all fights out the way, make y'all money. Then we gonna sit back at the table, and next year we'll have this shit in 10 houses out of a 12-house street. Shit, you better know it. I know a Cleveland move when I see one. I've been telling y'all, man. Al Heyman smart. Al ain't no dummy. But back to this Tim Bradley shit, because yeah, man, I don't know, man. Like I said, man, he is as personal as it seemed. I can understand the context that it come from, and then now I challenge y'all to also look at how the other Hall of Famers look at and talk about these fighters in that context, because these other Hall of Famers, man, they was mad it happened. I'm not gonna hold you. Shit, Roy, he was going to get them fights. I don't care, you know, where you was at, from 35 to heavyweight. We see Roy go get them fights. Shit, so I don't know. Like, you understand? You got to understand where they come from too. Coming from, and Tim Bradley, he ain't excluded from that, because, like I said before, he fought the Devin Alexander when ain't nobody want to fight Dev. Shout out to Dev and the whole St. Louis, man. Always praying for the whole St. Louis, but yeah, though, like Dev fought the Pacquiao, he fought the Dev. You understand? He, of course, he retired when it was time to fight the Spence. But shit, we also know who else retired. A lot of people retired when Spence started stepping up. Shit, AB took a retirement. Shit, hell, Keith Thurman on that, call it duck a duck. So we ain't gonna call it no motherfucking goose. That's what we ain't gonna do. So I don't know that I can really dig all the way into the soul of Tim Bradley, even for his comments that he made, as weak as they was. You understand? Him speaking about the kid, what he doing, his personal shit, and all of that. Y'all know I ain't no fan of that shit, man. But as far as the overall interview, I can understand why he said what he said. Of course, we all know why he said that EJ was lying, that EJ duck Bud. Shit, because he on his Hall of Fame speech. He on his Hall of Fame tour. And he gonna make it work for the ones in his camp. We can't fault him for that. Shit, everybody, your favorite content creator child that. Shit, I don't give a fuck who you watch. Man, when it come to their favorite fighter, they gonna talk with a little bit of extra. You understand? That's just how niggas is. I don't know how y'all get like that about another man. Me personally, I ain't never been like that. Maybe you get me talking like that about some women. You understand? About some women that I done been in the bed with, and we could have that conversation. You understand? Then I might be willing to argue you or fight you, or you understand, some old weird shit like y'all be. But we talking about the likes of another man. These niggas with hard ankles like me. Man, shit, don't get me started. But back to what I was saying, man, I can understand why he spoke with the little bias that he spoke with. That ain't surprised me one bit. That ain't surprised me one bit. And I did like the fact that, y'all know, he said, shit, anybody who put them gloves on, I don't care who you is, you got to respect them. Because when a man come to you and say he willing to knuckle up about it, then you got to respect it to get checked about it. So, you know what I mean? I'm always respect anybody that put them gloves on, man. And I'm gonna try and I always hold myself to that standard as long as I had this channel. And as we step it up, you understand, as we like that fire under their ass, then, you know what I mean, y'all see, y'all already know what it's about to be. But yeah, though, what else did we have to chop it up about? What else was it we that I wanted to talk my shit about besides everybody on Bradley little bold head ass? You understand? And some of that shit he said was some bull. He got to stand on that shit. So when it come to that, man, we got to see that man and people and have to deal with that. You understand? You got to stand there and gonna hold you. Both of them went in negotiation because they wanted to fight each other. So I'm not calling either. I feel you, teacher. I come from that same standpoint. Like, you understand? That's just like I was forgetting what I wanted to get to, but that's just like the Ryan Garcia and Tank shit, bro. Like shit, I can't call nobody no duck, and I know that these men willing to fight each other. You understand? However, when it come to who I'm blaming, I'm gonna leave that shit up there because I'm gonna always hold everybody that's in accountable. You understand? That shit like walking in a bedroom and both your kids fighting. Shit, man, I'm whooping both of y'all ass. Shit, because I'm not gonna sit here and wonder who hit who first, who did what, who didn't do what. Oh, that ain't my job, man. I'm not no journalist. Shit. That's the problem. A lot of you motherfuckers want to be journalists and shit. I don't want to be no journalist. I ain't no fly in the room ass nigga, man. Shit. What happened, happened. Shit. And what ain't happened, ain't happened. So I'm holding both of y'all asses accountable. Careers will be held with asterisks until further notice. Shit. But yeah, though, that's just like the Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis shit, bro. I don't feel like Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis I don't feel like Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis don't want to fight each other. I can't say that Ryan duck and Tank. Shit, I think that Ryan want to fight. And I ain't gonna hold y'all. I've told y'all previous times before since I said that was gonna be Tank's dance partner. You understand? Since I said Tank needed a partner to the dance, and Ryan was who ain't have a date. God damn it. So they had to go together. I know why Ryan want that smoke with Tank. I see what Ryan see. He see food. Trust me. Ryan see food. So if Oscar don't want to make this fight, then that's who got to be held accountable on the stance of that. But both fighters then made it clear to us that they want to fight. You saying once both fighters make it clear to me that they want to fight, then now I'm going to promotion. Who ain't willing to bend? You understand? And who's willing to bend over? Because I can respect both ends, but at that same rate, I respect the sport. And like, man, how do we fix the sport of boxing? Fighters. Let me tell you that right now. If y'all waiting on anybody other than these goddamn fighters to fix the sport of boxing, then shit, you will be waiting the rest of your life because ain't damn promoter gonna do it. A promoter's job is to make money. God damn it, a network don't give a fuck about the sport of boxing. Their job is to make money. They don't have no loyalty, no obligation to the integrity of the sport. Come on, man. Y'all tripping. The only people that hold some integrity to the sport is the people that teach it and the people that do it. Them the only people that can change the sport of boxing. Ain't nobody else changing the sport of boxing. Salute my stud, quick, quizzle. You understand? Quizzle in the building. You understand? TWT, my sister in the building. Appreciate y'all tapping in with me, man. What up, T? What up, T? The Brody in the building. Appreciate y'all tapping in with me, man. But nah, though, I'm just still cooking on that Tim Bradley interview, man. And he asked the motherfucker, he say, man, so how do we fix sport of boxing? Man, ain't nobody got no answer for that. Ain't no motherfucker in this world got an answer for that. Got my brethren in the building, Jay Chestnut. Sharing with me, family. Y'all know we get dusted. You understand? Shit been going on in the city. OT been on tool, man. Let me tell you about it. One day I'm gonna tell you about it. But back to this boxing shit, man. He asked him, how do we fix the sport of boxing? Man, ain't nobody got no damn answer for that, man. Only the fighters and the trainers can fix the sport of boxing because they the only people with an influence on the things that take place in the ring. It's carried out that's what people did. That's what's gonna produce kids that want to do it. That's gonna produce people to want to go and be a part of it. That's what make the rappers go and want to walk these niggas out. That's what bring everything together. When it come together, it's a circus, and every circus got a ringleader. And right now, we just got the wrong ringleaders in control. You understand? So quit asking a dumb question, who can fix the sport of boxing? That ain't a soul in the world that can fix the sport of boxing, that ain't stepping their ass in that ring, that ain't goddamn it got no impact on the next champion who pick up a belt in this sport. Other than that, you ain't got no answer for that, man. Shit, that's the only way this shit gonna happen. And the last time we glory days of boxing, it was because of that. It was because we had people who cared enough about, goddamn it, the sport first, about me whooping your ass first and my legacy second. You understand? Because as long as I whoop your ass, my legacy is gonna be what it's going. So you understand? When it come to that, man, that's about the heart of the fighter. That's about the integrity that we put in the future champions that pick up belts in this sport. And as long as the integrity that we put in this sport is placed in likes, views, streams, fucking pay-per-view buys, all this old monkey shit, don't none of that shit mean nothing when it come down to somebody beating your ass or you want to whoop somebody ass. Don't none of that mean nothing. If that's the case, then y'all the type kids that went to school and was like, if I punch him right here, if I punch him over there, I'm gonna get 10 days. You understand, man, you ain't thinking about none of that shit when it's going down. Shit, give me my days in the office right now. I'm whooping your ass. Period. That's where we come from. But yeah, man. And back to that interview. Like shit, I get Tim Bradley's stance. He on his Hall of Fame tour, y'all. Yeah, I mean, he on his Hall of Fame tour, and then you got to also look at the other Hall of Famers in which he's being congratulated by. Look at how many faults they fought. Look at what points in their career, yeah, I mean, they had to go up and fight number one head honchos, yeah, I mean, people that we deemed as Hall of Fame worthy fighters. And then they sitting back watching all these fighters get 20, 30 fights before they got to fight somebody who can even fight. You understand? So shit, I get where it came from. Was it some hater shit? Yeah, it was some hater shit. We all know, and we all know why. We know where it came from. You understand? And we know the reason of it. But we also got to be smart enough ourselves, respect the integrity of the sport enough to say, well, damn, he also did say respect anybody who do put on them gloves. You understand? I gotta agree with that. Salute to my OG Bruce, Gas, Jazz, and Mo. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Gotta say that. Gotta say that, OG. But yeah, though, sis, it's some shit that he did say that I agree with, and I understand why he say what he say. So but the standard that I also give him validation because you actually did the shit. Yeah, I mean, you actually went and had to fight a Devin Alexander when ain't nobody want to fight him. Dev was putting shit to sleep, y'all. If y'all don't know, you understand? If y'all don't know, Keith Thurman ain't ducked that boy twice for nothing. You understand, man? Dev ain't nobody want to fight Dev. Packard just came off the mark, sleep, night. You understand? Night. Pack was up. Yeah, I mean, when Tim went and fought Pack. So he was coming off of that high from losing that fight and then going back and winning. So Tim went and did it. So I can't I don't know, man. I ain't built like that. You feel me? I ain't really built like that where I can really look at it and not look at it from a standpoint where I understand the context of what he was saying. Do I fault him for it? It ain't my place. Y'all, it ain't never my place to judge nobody. I ain't gonna judge nobody for what they do outside the ring. That's why the fuck my channel was based on film. So I ain't have to deal with that. Like, you understand, man? That ain't what I do, y'all. I come from the streets. Like, man, we don't judge no man. You don't know what that man been through. You don't know what that man go through. You don't know what that man, why his stance is his stance. And it ain't my place to. You know what I mean? Exactly. And you understand that as an analyst, you understand why he said what he said as a boxer. And then you also have to you also have to tell him, hey, you got to stand on that shit. You got to see Tank Peoples. You got to, goddamn it, this is your profession. So when you get to a point where you allow your profession, you know what I mean, to have an impact on your stance as an individual, then you know who you dealing with. First of all, you know what I mean, I will say that your profession can't never, you know what I mean, dictate who you are as a person. Who you are as a person come first, and then that's and your profession, you know what I mean, is something that you exuberate through that. But nah, hell nah, my profession can't never be bigger than what I do as a person, yeah. Because what I do as a person, you understand, and what I do as a individual, like shit, that's what define me. My profession is just how I provide. So from that standpoint, I understand, I get it, you understand, but I don't validate it, I don't stand by that shit. It just is what it is to me. You will never see me at this channel where I dig in my place, man. That ain't my place. But as far as some of the things he said, I agree with. You know what I mean? I agree with it. I don't see Errol Spence moving up to 147. I mean, moving up to 154 and then dropping down on 147 to fight the biggest fucking fight of his career. Come on, y'all. Be smarter than that. Like, why would you? You don't know how your body gonna respond. You don't know. Like, it's too many ifs. It's too many ifs. What if you don't have the performance? Not to mention his style is predicated on consistent pressure. You talking about putting more weight on, you talking about running more, you talking about doing more and then doing less and then cutting back down when you've never done that. You ain't did shit in the Olympics. In the Olympics, Errol been at 147 as a pro his whole career and in the, so shit, he ain't never had to do that. He's never had the benefit of being able to do it either. You understand? Which is why you can say you don't know how he gonna respond to think that that's something or any part of a reality within the context of him fighting Keith Thurman. Like, man, be fucking real. Like, real talk, man. I'm disappointed a lot of y'all, man. Be fucking real. That's not happening. You're not moving up there, moving down to fight the biggest fucking fight of your career. It ain't happening. At 154. His first pro fight was at 154. What he fight, bro? 2 fights at 154. He fought a total of 8 rounds at 154. You know what I mean? So shit, we still ain't seen him have to drop back down. And if you look at his next couple fights, I believe the next 2 was at a catch weight. So, you know what I mean? As much as we've seen him do it, not for the biggest fight of his career, Master Khalid. Like, real talk, Khalid. Like, that ain't, let's be real, bro. You gonna do that for the biggest fight of your career? Yeah, you do that to start out so you can figure out what weight you want to stay at, where you comfortable at, how your body respond. You understand? But you're not doing that for the biggest fight in your career. No, it's not happening. That's the case. Do you see him dropping a belt soon? No, he's not dropping nothing, y'all. They about to fight that fight for undisputed. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping, man. They just led us on years. Y'all think we ain't about to, man, y'all think they ain't going to the bank on that fight? And I tell you what, he go up to 154. What you think he gonna fight Mayo? What you think he gonna fight Mayo? Or he gonna wait for 3 to 4 years gathering them belts to become undisputed? Hell nah. They fighting that fight. 2023, they fighting that fight, y'all. I guarantee you. And they fighting it twice. Now, I've never been opposed to say why if we done ran it, if me and you done knuckled up at 147 before, yeah, we could both put on a couple more pounds and do that shit again. Brody, you want to link? You got some time? Let me know, man. Come on up. I was just hooking the equipment up at the new spot. So let me know if you want to link, man. I'll drop that bitch if you want it, Brody. Gotta say, everybody, goddamn it, get to the Brody, goddamn it, Ohio Runs Boxing. That is a page now, man. I'm about to figure out how to start dropping links and posting my Brody link in the comments too, man. But I just wanted to fire it up, bro, and talk a little bit of shit, get my juices back going, man. Cause I just got moved and shit, got a new spot. You know how it is, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Yeah, he's staying at 147 to fight Keith, bro. I don't see that fight happening at 154. It makes no sense. Matter of fact, I'm about to drop that bitch just in case. Y'all ain't saying nothing. I got a little bit of time. I told you I was about to get active. We about to get active. We about to get active. We also got Betterbieve and Yard film dropping like 10 in the morning tomorrow. That bitch will be out to watch. So yeah. Every day is Caleb Plant film dropping 24 hours after that joint. Both of them in a watch right now. Yeah, we about to get active. I ain't even gonna hold you. While the Brody tapping in with us, I gotta give another shout out to the homie Dante Benjamin Jr. Hey, man, every time I see this kid, he look better. And he's moved and further up my Ohio prospect list. So if y'all didn't catch the performance which he displayed on Saturday, man, go look at it and then go look at him fight each of his 3 fights before that. And let me know if you see the same changes and transitions that I'm seeing, because within the transitions that this kid is showing me, the power that he's showing me, the ability to fix the deficiencies that I'm seeing from one fight to the next. The kid is something special, and what they teaching up there in Cleveland, and all of the trainers Cleveland fights that's a part of those camps, I salute, because what I just seen out of this kid Saturday, y'all, was something special, and I encourage more fighters to do it, man. Get outside your comfort zone, make yourself better, look at your deficiencies, have a camp who is not too highly upon you, critical of you. You understand? Because for the deficiency, I stand to watch in one fight, and within one fight was risky the rest of his career performs. A big shout and salute to Ohio Marcus, now the co-host Philip.
What's going up, man? It's going in and out a little bit, but we'll get it to go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Cool. How you been, boy? What's been good?
Yeah, you on point. Man, I've been good, bro, man. Just rocking with the kids, man, getting all of this shit out the way. I moved and shit.
Okay.
Did you hear about Broner? Out the way, though. We back
tapping. Did you hear about Broner? Did you hear about Broner's news?
Yeah. Fighting Hank Lundy.
Yeah. I thought that was I knew they was going to route that kind of route. They was looking for. I believe they was going to find a Josecito Lopez or somebody in that caliber, but Hank Lundy was right perfect. An older guy that somebody is familiar with for Broner. So I knew they was looking for that type of fighter.
Salute to Sis Queen Tay in the building. Bro, tell me, okay, when I heard this, bro, my initial thought, everybody rolled this fight. Everybody like, oh, he fighting old ass Hank Lundy. Tell me if Hank Lundy ain't a tougher fight than Ivan Redcatch.
Uh, I think he is, but I haven't seen Hank in a minute. But I think I have. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I haven't seen Hank in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Really see what he's about because he done faded the last couple of years. But will he bring the dog mentality to the fight? Absolutely. Hank ain't about to come there to lay down. That's one thing we can honestly say. He's not coming there to lay down. But I don't know. Man, listen. I think youth wise, if we look at the age, Ivan Redcast is a little bit younger than Hank. But I still think style wise, it will give Broner time to set up his offense. Man, I don't think Hank is
What up, Pop?
really just go in there and just try to make it ugly. Now he can, don't get me wrong, because I haven't really watched him in a while, but this fight I think is a safe fight for Broner, but it can still be ugly because Broner, we know every time he in fights where he's supposed to look good, he somehow they are somehow they're close, controversial fights.
God
And
damn, Pop.
what happened? What do you say?
I'm just looking at Pop, man. Pop going in. Pop say he a disgrace. Damn, Pop, that's a little personal. I don't know about a disgrace, bro.
Oh, he
We
must be
all
talking about.
pro Terrence Crack channel, but
Oh man, he talking about Earl going up to 154.
yeah. Go ahead, finish.
But we're gonna talk about that too. But like I said, that fight, I think it's a safe fight for
Yeah,
Broner.
we'll
But
get there. Go ahead, bro.
I just don't know, man. I just don't know if how this fight gonna play it out. So I'm playing it safe. Yes, I'm favoring Broner, but how big is the favor? Like what is the percentage of you favoring Broner in that fight? So I don't know, bro, because Broner's having fat camps, bro. Like let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? So. But Ivan Redcatch is unfortunate what's going on with his management team and stuff like that. So we're gonna see, man. But they going in on that 154
Man,
that
when it
Earl
come to
Spence.
that, I felt like we about to get to that next. But I felt like Hank was a tougher fight than Ivan. I ain't really respect Ivan too much at 47. You know what I mean? I seen Tank put it on Ivan real bad. Like I seen a Leo uppercut in the sparring match that Ivan had with Tank 4 5 years ago. You understand? So I went into it is very unfortunate, you know what I mean, what happened with Ivan's camp and dissatisfying as far as that fight was concerned. But I really can't say that I don't think that Hank Lundy is a tougher fight. Just as Jay Chestnut said, I did see him fight last in this fight. I seen fight his last fight. He looked pretty good. He was in shape. You understand? Just as Jay Chestnut said, and he did get a knockdown in that fight. So, like you say, bro, we know Hank tough. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't actually chopped it up with Hank Pops before through Wide. Shout out to New Era Boxing, man. My big brother Wide
Mm-hmm.
Live, man. Y'all get a chance, everybody sub to Wide Live, man. That's definitely the big Brody. But in the host, you understand? Salute William old school. But but yeah, though, bro, I felt like Hank was a tougher fight than Ivan. I really didn't respect the Ivan too much. So I'm more impressed and enthused with seeing the Hank fight because I know Hank gonna fight AB. However, these do know each other too. You understand? So I can't wait to see the energy between them two. You know what I mean? Given that Hank stepping in because the camp's relatively close and has always been relatively close. You know what I mean? When Hank stepped in for this fight, I wonder how he really go. Like I love to see how he really felt because they rock with each other for real.
The weight is going to be interesting too. They never really said where this fight going to be at. Did they say it was 140, 147? I mean, 144. They're not mentioning weight, if you notice.
He ain't making 40. He ain't making 40. They might as well go ahead and come up with 144 belt, bro.
He ain't making 40 for sure. I think it's going to be, I believe it's going to probably be around the 149, 48. To be honest, I think it's going to be up there. That's going to be interesting. And I want to see Hank Lundy's. I'm going to go search Hank. Yeah, I'm going to go see Hank's previous fights and see where he's fought at, so I won't just come up with this crazy idea, because these guys, as they get older, they're okay with fighting at the higher weights, because it gets harder for them to make those weights. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 149 type of fight, bro. They fighting at 149. Don't be surprised. He
My
ain't
only
stopping
thing
it.
with Hank is he ain't too active. He ain't too
That's
active. Hank go through spurts where he don't throw a lot of punches. Yeah, I mean, which means when we go, AB don't let his damn hands go. So we
mm-hmm.
about to be looking at probably like 1 minute and 10 seconds per round of them fucking
Oh shit.
punches. Fucking punches. Mark my words, man. But let's
Mm-hmm.
get on the expense at 147 shit. Go ahead, Brody. Cook. Let me know what you got on it.
Man, first of all, I ain't gonna contradict myself. I told people when I first heard it, I still like the fight with him and Keith Thurman. Going to 154, I just don't understand it, man. Unless they both could make weight, and from what I was told, Keith Thurman never wanted to go to 154. That was Earl's team who decided to go to 154, so and they don't take it. Just not putting the belts on the line. It's like it's holding up the division. No matter how people try to paint the picture, you're holding up the division when you're not defending the belts. That's the problem. I don't have no problem with who he's fighting. It's just you're not defending the belts. And some people say, well, he's doing it because Keith did give him a shot. I get it, guys. It's not tit for tat, but let's go back at that time. What Keith had on his resume. You can't tell me he's ducking Earl when Earl is just looking for a shot. Earl didn't have nobody near where he was. Earl was still damn near a prospect, calling this guy out. This happens all the time in boxing. In the situation Earl was in with Keith, Paul Malignaggi was in. Remember when Keith Thurman came in the press conference and was calling out Paul Malignaggi? Do people remember that? And what Paul Malignaggi say to Keith? I know nobody know who you is. Get your weight up. Paul was more established. Paul Molly was a former world champion, fought Cotto, fought all these. He said the exact right thing to Keith. Keith didn't have nobody at that time. And Paul Malignaggi told Keith Thurman that it's going to be the same thing. So as Earl got his name and recognition, people are justifying him being okay with doing the same thing to Keith Thurman. I don't think so. You shouldn't be. Well, Keith Thurman. Earl doing the same thing to Keith Thurman. Fight them. Y'all both established. Y'all both established. Fight for the belts now. There's no excuse where you sit there and say, well, he didn't do this then. It's a lot of guys who saying that and justifying that don't know anything about the sport. Anybody who's justifying that, and I'm sorry, but y'all don't know anything about the sport because it's always been like that. You don't fight a guy who's not established unless he's mandatory. Unless he's mandatory. That's when you fight those guys because they don't get those opportunities just off the rip. You know what I mean? So Earl had to get a mandatory in order to get his to get in the position to get his and you know to get his fame. He had to fight Kell Brook. Kell Brook was a mandatory. Kell Brook wouldn't fight Earl. Earl, he would have been like, whoever you fight. That's what mandatories were for. You see what I'm saying? That's what the mandatories are set up for. That's what Enos has to do to get his fight because no, he's a high risk, low reward. It's the same thing. Like, what are we talking about here? Do you follow the sport or are you emotional? You're an emotional fan who just speaking because you're a fan of somebody. Like, cut it out. So when it comes to this Earl and Keith at 154, it should be for the belts. That's it. That's it. It should be for the belts. Now, if Earl this is no excuse setting up. If Earl go to 154, drop back down to 147 to fight Crawford, and Crawford beat his ass, what is the fans gonna say? Oh, that it's hard going up and down in weight, and he didn't, and especially if he didn't look that good against Keith, because I don't think he's stopping Keith. Everybody think Earl just gonna stop Keith, and no, I don't think he's gonna stop Keith. Keith is vulnerable to body shots, but the boy ain't never been down from a body shot either. And he does, and he moves around the ring. So And again, this could be a strategy move from his coach. Shout out to Derrick James. This could be a strategy move. This could be something where they moving him up to 154 because they want him to sit in that pocket like your Danis Ugas. You know, Keith ain't there. He ain't there to just stand there and trade with you. He's going to move around the ring. He's going to walk you in the shots. Now, he didn't have moments where he does sit down and exchange with you, but I think his strategy, if you've been following Keith for a long time, Keith liked to fight in game plan. He'd go 6 rounds strong, and then he'd cruise the rest of the way.
Facts.
He'll cruise the rest of the way.
Facts.
Now, you can offset that like he did Manny Pacquiao, where he got clipped, where he's like, damn, I got to fight behind a little bit. But Keith always fought like that. Keith fights in game plan mode where he knows what he's going to do the first 6 rounds. And then he knows what he's going to do the next 6 rounds, regardless of who he's fighting. That's how Keith always worked. So I think that could be a strategy wise too, to go up to 154 and slow this man down because you're gonna have y'all talk about Boots chasing somebody and looking vulnerable and getting it. Wait till you fight Keith. Keith is going to be bringing angles against Earl Spence. He's not going to be sitting there looking like your Danis Ugas, a standing target that was tailor made for him to look good. And it's so funny, you get people in their feelings like, well, Enos didn't get, if the dude would have stood there, Enos was still hitting that guy. But the guy is not there to stand there and trade, especially if you're not a power puncher. So you have to face every different style, all these different styles. And Keith, when you really think about it, I don't know if Earl fought somebody that's like Keith in a way where he's going to give him lateral movement and hit and fighting off that back foot. I haven't seen it yet. So it's going to be real interesting. But what Keith is going to look like at 154, that's what makes it interesting. But at the end of the day, it should be for 147. It should be for 147, bro. So that's just my only problem with it. It should be for 147, and he's holding up the division when it comes to that. And if you're an Earl fan, it doesn't mean you're disloyal because you're being real and calling this shit out. I get so sick and tired of people doing that. Just because you're a fan, you got to defend it. No, you don't. I called out Crawford.
Bro, I gotta literally see this shit. Otherwise, I don't believe it. I don't see him moving up there and coming back down to fight the biggest fight of his career, man.
That sounds crazy
and
to me.
You don't know how your body gonna respond because we know Keith will get on that bike. We know Keith will get on that bike. You understand? Your style is predicated on pressure. You talking about adding weight, you understand, and then subtracting weight to fight the biggest fight of your life, not knowing how your body is gonna respond to either. But both of them have an impact on the next decision. Because if you think that he gonna run his ass up in there, you understand, if he goes into this performance and doesn't look good, you understand, let's say that shit, Keith land a shot, he dog walk Keith for 10 rounds straight, but Keith land one shot later. You understand? Because his legs go, because now you got some extra weight. We don't know how his body gonna respond. Like, yeah, I mean, which there's also a counter theory to that we don't know that he don't sit on his shots more in the pocket now with him being able to add this extra weight. You understand? And we don't know how he responds to the extra shots you take sitting. Yeah, I mean, it's two sides of this coin, and I don't see them flipping it. I ain't gonna hold you. It don't make no sense to flip before you, like, shit. What you gonna play with the lottery ticket? You on your way to the bank now?
And here's another thing too. When you talk about that, I agree with you 100% of what you're saying, because when you're going up and down and then back down, it's unhealthy. It's really, really unhealthy as a boxer to do that. It's not safe to do that. And this is why when people were shitting on Canelo, I was giving Canelo praise. I stay consistent. Y'all never catch me at a double standard. When y'all was talking about, oh, he going up to fight Kovalev. Bro, that's still a dangerous fight with him just moving up and then he coming back down and then he going back up. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Where are my real boxing fans at who really understand that going up and down the weight is not easy? Maybe you have to box and be in the ring to understand what Canelo was doing and why I was still praising him for doing that. Yes, the competition wasn't as as tough that some of y'all talking about. Y'all talking about the competition. I'm talking about how this dude is going from 160 to 168 to 175 to come back down to 168. What are y'all talking about? That is not easy. And only the ones who were really giving praise as boxers who's been in the ring and experienced that knew, dang, this is not easy. It was going to come back on him eventually, where when he got that fight with Bivol. And like I said, moving up and down in those weights, bro, is no freaking joke. Crawford did it one time when he went to 140, dropped back down to 135. It was impressive to me. He beat British Prescott, went back up to 140, dominated, then come up to 147 and get 8-9 knockouts straight. That's pound for pound status. Those are the guys you say, yeah, pound for pound when it talks about weight shifting up and down. These guys get to the point when we look at Adrian Broner, he's getting to a point where he's not enjoying the sport no more. He's having fat camps. He's canceling fights, and then when we see him at Black Prime, a press conference, his shirt about to rip off because his stomach. Like, we see this stuff. Like, it's no joke when it comes to these weights, man. So when you see a guy going up to 154 and have one fight against an elite that's going to 154 the first time, still in a good name, you fight him, we don't know how your body gonna feel, and then you go back down to 147 when you just got comfortable to make 154. So I can see your point with the point you're making when you said you just don't know if this is actually true, because that is a big, that's really saying buy 147, because going up to
Man, that's
154 and coming back down is really to fight Crawford, who's in the gym all the time, who stays fit. Man, you asking for it. You don't want,
somebody who ready.
and we don't know how. Here's another thing I threw a curveball in too. We don't know how hurt Earl was in that last accident because they postponed it. So he has something. Maybe it's something. I heard it was something with his legs. That makes sense to me to go to 154 of strategy wise to slow a guy who's moving down, because what happened in your last accident? Now you making a guy come to
Man, that's a
154.
lot of
If
wear
this
and
is true,
tear, bro.
a lot. So man, it's a
That's a
lot of
lot of
stuff
wear
that
and
they ain't talking.
tear, bro. We talking about two car wrecks, goddamn it, one eye surgery. Like, man, come on, man. Like, that's a lot of wear and tear to also be putting the strain on your body to be
Mm-hmm.
performing at that level. If this wasn't a fighter whose style wasn't predicated on 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 the persistence that he have on pressure. Yeah, I mean, his style is predicated on that he puts on you throughout the whole fight. Y'all have heard me marvel at the way, yeah, I mean, he put the fighters on that I mean, the way that he displayed that type of pressure with him controlling the line, him even being able to fight and move off the back foot. You understand? But when you talk about doing that at a higher weight and then going down, like, you understand, man, I ain't never been a fan of that. Once you go up there, I feel like you should stay up there. And if y'all want to goddamn it fight two fights, if you want to fight up there, then make the second Terrence Crawford fight at 154.
I just don't
Make
think
that
he's
fight at
giving himself.
154.
He's not giving himself 100%. He said he made the weight comfortable. That injury could have played that last accident could play a big part. I'm looking at all the details, man, before I make judgment on Earl. But there's something that's going on why he can't defend at 147. And here's another thing that a lot of people don't talk about. We got to understand, we can't always use race when it comes to these politics, because they have shown you that they're going to favor whoever has the money, whoever they feel like is the star, or that's bringing in the paper a little bit. Earl Spence got 3 belts and they're okay. He hasn't defended his IBF in what? You correct me if I'm wrong. What was it? 3 years, 4 years? He hasn't defended that
3 years,
IBF.
3 or 4 years.
Okay, so they're doing the
Three
same exact
years.
thing. Now, some of us, we always talk about race, and they're only doing that to Mexican fighters and white fighters. No, Adonis Stevenson was being protected too with the WBC before. Earl Spence, in a way, is not like these mandatories are getting step aside. There's only so much you can keep doing and holding up the division. Like, come on, Earl Spence fans know this, but they ain't gonna talk about it. They only gonna talk about it when it's Canelo, when it's Triple G, when it's somebody else. But when it comes to us, call it out.
I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna talk about it, bro, because I don't see Nan one of his fucking mandatories being able to. Yeah, I mean, I don't see that being the competition level.
That's not, but that's not what it's
Um,
about because
so
Dominique
I
Gray
don't
was
see
a.
him as competition level. I, you right, you right, you right, you right. It's not about the you right, bro. I give you that, bro. Like, yeah, I mean, I give you right, bro. I tell you, yeah, I mean, you right. When you right, you right. But I just want to see none of that shit. I don't want to see Stanionis. I don't want like shit. That's a fight that I feel like that's not a competitive fight. Like shit, come on, man. You talking about a supreme body snatcher and pressure fighter against somebody who's on the ladder of they don't that's the power to back him up and has problems taking shots from the best body puncher in the fucking division, maybe even in boxing, y'all. Like the kid is that good when it comes to him going downstairs, getting outside, and getting off the line. Like he is fucking great. All of his fights, all of his punches are in transitions. So the jab that he worked at an 80% rate, that he land at a 60 to 70% rate, shit, it sets up that body shot that he gonna snatch your ass with. And when it come to Keith Thurman, I now legs don't fail me now. Night night.
You think Earl's stopping him if they go to 154?
Damn right, bro.
Absolutely not. That's gonna be an
I
interesting.
think I think I think
Absolutely not.
at any way, bro. You talking about that pressure, not to mention start off slow. Keith ain't a
But
fighter who, and then he get dropped early in fights. You know what I mean? Shine damn near dropped him early in a fight.
we keep listen. He got
Like
clipped by
shit,
Manny.
Pac.
That was it. That was the only thing. But the merch he does, he's vulnerable to the body. That's definitely true. You cannot deny that. But yet we have yet to see this man take a knee from a body shot. We have yet to see it. I mean, you
You,
got to give a man a
but
lot of credit when it
he
comes to
just
that.
not active enough for me, bro.
No, I get you. I get
You're
you.
right.
But back
And it
to
ain't it's so much as his vulnerability to the body. It's his activity level. Yeah, I mean, it's the way Keith fight, the way Keith get on that bike. You talking about somebody with that consistent pressure of an Aerosmith. I ain't wanted to see that shit, bro, since we looked up 6 months ago and realized that this is a fight that, yeah, I mean, could let's be real. We done talked this fight 6 months ago when we was
that's true.
talking about Bud taking a fight in between before him and Earl. Everybody was, you understand? So since I've known about this fight, I just haven't been enthused with it. And as far as I'm concerned, ain't nobody else at the weight limit that I feel
Mm-hmm.
like enthused about watching him fight. I think he beat Stanionis easy. I think he beat Virgil Ortiz just as easy, just same as Terrence Crawford. I don't feel like any of them really have and Boots especially because Boots really just displayed some deficiencies to us that we know that both of these fighters are gonna capitalize on, provided he don't fix them. So
Where
yeah, I
hold
mean we just too quick. Go ahead, bro.
I disagree with you with the Enos. I think Enos had his moments where he was the aggressor, and Earl doesn't use that much lateral movement. I think Earl's style is tailor made for Enos to have a fight of the year type of fight than Crawford. Crawford used way more angles. He got way more in the tool. He can catch Enos coming in more than Earl because Earl sits down. He's a come forward guy. That's where he's comfortable at. So when I seen that fight, that didn't tell me that he wasn't ready for Earl or Crawford. I don't know how people get that the same because Earl doesn't fight like Crawford. That's why me and you favor Crawford
You
over
know it,
Earl.
mama.
That's why me and you favor Crawford over Earl because of the extra things that he does. This is why Manny was okay with fighting Spence, then Earl, then Crawford. But I understand what you was talking about when it comes to the sanctioning bodies, where you don't like the fight, you think that he will win, but that's the part. The sanctioning body still has to do their job. We can't sit there and be okay with them fights not going because we think he beat them all, and then all of a sudden when there's a fighter we like and he's in a mandatory position, he ain't getting the fights because their fans think he can't win anyway. That's not how it works. That's not how we shouldn't be okay with. If you notice, the mandatories of fights that can be made and they are the A side and they can win these fights easy, they always get made. When you got Ocampos, he had no problem fighting Ocampos in Dallas. No problem. Triple G, it was like pulling teeth trying to get him to fight Charlo as mandatory. But the moment Dominique Wade becomes mandatory, he had no problem. That's what I want people to understand. They have no problem fighting their mandatories when they feel like the opposition is not that tough. When they feel like the opposition is not that tough, the mandatory.
I'm about to tell you,
they don't have no problem.
I'm about to tell y'all this right now. When it's time, when Boots become that boy, man, is gonna stick that he with the highest jab rate we have seen. Because Boots love to sit on that back foot. He more comfortable on that back foot than he is really on that front foot. You know what I mean? So he gonna try and sit on that back foot until EJ start going at a 1 punch, 2 punch, 3 punch combinations, and then that shit gonna look just like you guys. And I don't want to see it for Boots because I feel like Boots can be better than what. Yeah, bro. It's him sitting on that back foot, and I seen how comfortable he was when he if you watch the 3 fights with him and Gary Russell Jr., man, he tearing Gary Russell ass up off that back foot in the second fight. In that first fight, Gary on his ass like a dog, like a pit in heat. I'm talking about on his ass. Every time the ref break him, I say, yeah, Boots like sitting on that back foot. He real comfortable on that back foot. He ain't so comfortable on that front foot. Errol fights in transitions and his punches work in unison. And when I say that, I mean that jab up, that body shot, and then that 3, and this is 1, 2, 3 that we see him land on everybody. This is how you land it because he's so good at controlling the line with that jab. When you look at Boots on transitions and switch up to land his punch. He never does it with defensive purpose. If you can't fight with no defensive purpose against Errol Spence with that type of pressure, he gonna tear your ass up. It's tough to counter.
You done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. No. I still think that's more tailor-made style for him, and I see what you're saying, but Enos definitely has a better chance to beat Earl Spence than he has with Crawford if it comes to making those fights. But my thing is this: does he deserve to have those fights right now? Absolutely. If he's been in this situation, he's waiting. He deserved to have one of those fights, or even Earl, because he's a mandatory. We can't downplay that. Jamel Lubin got the mandatory spot, and Jamel felt he wasn't ready, but he still was there. Like they fight. They had to fight, and he got clipped in the first round. Got hit in the first round. It happens. But he got his opportunity, bro. Well, that's what we talking about.
You know, I'm from the city. I done seen Aaron Pryor be a mandatory for 3 years. Yeah, I mean, with tears in his eyes, because he couldn't fight the likes of Tommy Hearn and Hector Camacho and Sugar Ray Leonard. Yeah, I mean, Sugar Ray Leonard was the champion at the time. So yeah, I'm definitely with you as far as the trend. Yeah, I mean, how the sport works. Yeah, I mean, and we definitely never want to get to a point where we okay with fighters consistently ducking mandatories. You know what I mean? However, if there is a fighter who've earned the right to not have to fight his mandatory, I would say it's an Errol Spence who's been at 147 for over 10 years. Yeah, I mean, so I'm just not as critical of him because he's been dominant at this weight class for so long. Yeah, I mean, and this time period hasn't equivalated into fights, so it ain't like he's fought 10 fights at 140. Yeah, I mean, it ain't like he's fought 10 fights in 10 years at 147. And I think that's why it's so easy for people to say what he should, or to be that critical of him, because he hasn't been the most active fighter. But me personally, off of skill, I judge. I mean, just off skill, I don't want any of them fight him at 47. I don't feel like the fight that I feel like I really wanted at 47, I'm gonna get I just have to wait to get it. And if you tell me that, I'm okay with it. Hold on, give me a minute. I gotta address Pop. He said something about Pop, some shit about boycotting the Terrence Crawford. I mean the Keith Thurman, Errol Spence fight, bro. I tell anybody to boycott or not support anybody who laces these gloves up, from amateurs that's fighting in your local gym to fighters who fighting on pay-per-view. Anybody who laced them gloves up, we'll never go as far as to say we boycotting or even don't support a fight. That's why you'll always hear me pick my words wisely when I say I'm not a fan of it. You know what I mean? Because I'm a fan of the sport. So given the integrity that we hold accountable for due to the man, please don't boycott shit over here. We are not boycotting anybody who laced them gloves up and put their life on the line for the entertainment value of us as fans.
See, I'm listen. I'm definitely gonna give you pushback on that. No, that is tough, because I understand where you coming from that, but ooh man, that is tough, because with that mindset, this is how we get abused. Is that person that's going to be loyal to me no matter what? This is how abuse come in, because we don't have no backbone. We have to have some type of leverage where we sit there and say enough is enough. We can't keep taking just anything they feed us. I shouldn't accept a guy who's got 3 belts and it's okay for him not to defend them in his next fight. Like, come on, if we love the sport, you can't do that to me. You can't do that to me if I love the sport. So it's I'm in the middle with that, because if we the people speak. When they try to give us Manny Pacquiao, and Bradley the third, the people spoke. You see what those ratings did when they tried to give us a Manny and Bradley 3 that no one wanted, no one cared. The fans will speak at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So you have to be able to get what you want. You have to protest sometimes. So I'm not mad at. The only thing is, you got to look at where the energy is coming from. There are people who want to protest this fight that are Crawford fans, who are just diehard Crawford fans, and they don't care. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that's in the sport that really love the sport, who can have intelligent conversations when it comes
and
to
this
this
my
boxing.
fucking problem with y'all. And this is my problem with y'all, bro. Let me address them right quick, because y'all got such a problem with Keith Thurman, but y'all ain't have a problem with, like, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
David Evanesian was nobody's fucking mandatory. He had earned nothing to get that fight. Who was the other one? Jose Benavidez. Like, shit, y'all should have had a big problem with that fight, because he damn sure ain't deserved that fight.
Listen, I get what you're saying from that. But guess what? Here's the common denominator when it comes to that, when you bring these fights up. So a belt was being defended. A belt was on the line. These guys that you just talked about.
But it wasn't on the line against the fight opportunity to be able to fight for it.
What belt wasn't on the line? What belt wasn't on the line? The WBO has been on the line, but every fight Crawford's been on.
Yeah, he only had the WBO.
Yeah, but that's my point. These guys that fought for those titles, they fought for an opportunity. Like you just said, blood, sweat, and tears. These fighters, you got to look at them all the same. We can sit there and say David Anastasian didn't deserve a shot at that time. We can say that, but he got his opportunity, and a belt was on the line. It wasn't no just exhibition. Like, that's what I'm talking about. We knew if he lost, if Crawford lost, that belt would be exchanged. That's what I'm talking about. We talking about title defenses. We talking about why Bernard Hopkins got 22, 22 title defenses? They wasn't against all top dogs. That's why he's the man. Because everything he was fighting, he was defending his belts, bro. That's what I'm talking about from that mindset. We talking about a guy that was defending. No matter who you don't like or who you want him against, he was still putting that title on the line, because it happens. You can lose any day. You can lose any day. We don't find that rich.
Whoa, K Sizzle. You better tell EJ go drink plenty of Pedialyte first. He better drink all his Pedialyte.
If you ain't lying, because that's gonna be if you go to 154, like you said, if he goes to 154 fight and he drops down to back to 47, I like my odds with blood even more. I already like my odds with blood, but I like it
And
even
Bud gonna
more.
fuck him up.
Bro, but listen, if he goes
I
to
like Bud
154
since I assessed the matchup.
and he drops back down, oh, I'm betting big. Don't think I'm not stunting y'all. I'm willing to lose big on this one. I am betting high for that if that fight comes to play. If he goes to 154 and drop back down to 147 when he actually said he wants to move up to 154, he ain't been making weight just super healthy, man. And he's a lot of wear and tear on that body. Oh, I'm betting high on that one. Very, very high if he goes to 154 and then come down. We'll see.
I'll say this. When the fight is competitive, I don't give a fuck if it's belts on the line. Be honest. Yeah, I mean, because like shit, when it came to the like, let's be real, the glory days of boxing to only be in the 3-belt era. You understand? So which means a good proportion of the fights that made us love the sport weren't for a belt. You understand? So I don't have a problem with it as long as there's a competitiveness to the fight, allows me to want to see it. And my channel, me being able to sell this sport, which is why, in case y'all ain't never known, I don't really care about views. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about views. Like, yeah, I mean, because if I can convert a casual fan, if I can make a casual fan want to go and watch a fight or something, yeah, I mean, then I'm doing my job. So upon the predication of that, y'all, like, I don't care if it's for belts or not. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna hold you. I don't give a shit as long as there's a competitiveness to the fight that can allow me to digest this fight and not know who's gonna win. You understand? Because I never was one to show up to the bus stop and some ass that I knew I could whoop.
See, I get you from that standpoint because that's why I said I like the fight. Remember, I said this. I said I like the fight with Keith and Errol Spence. My only problem was it was no titles on the line. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. We have had fights that we love without belts. That's why we don't have that many undisputeds, because it was always about big fights over guys with just belts. That's why we only got 11 now. You know, that's why we only got 11. So I do agree with you. That's a strong point. But here's the thing. Those fights, they was never fights that was holding up a division because no belts was on the line. They was never a fight that was holding up the division. Come on, bruh. This fight,
bro, holding it up for who? Stanionis and Virgil Ortiz?
No, bro. See, but that's my thing. These belts, if you at that weight class, bro, and you seeing a fight happen supposed to be at 147, and it's at 154 with no belts, you ain't the fighter. You ain't gonna feel sorry about it because you the fan. You just enjoy Keith Thurman and Earl. We gotta think about these fighters as well.
Right.
How I'm working my ass off, and then I get a WBC that's okay with this shit. Oh, y'all can fight at 154 and no belts on the line. Don't approve this. What are we doing? I'm talking about from a fighter standpoint. Bro, we talking about I work my ass off.
So the WBC approved that shit?
Bro, come on.
That's why approved that shit?
Bro, that's why
at 54?
Bro, listen, I didn't watch the whole interview Nestor. He had Maurice Suleiman on there. I'm gonna watch the whole one. But again, this is still being considered a 154 fight, bro. This is still being considered a 154 fight. That's my problem. When I enjoy the fight, you would never have me. I'm not shitting on the fight. I'm shitting on the fact that it's not.
I was under the understanding. I was under the understanding that on Earl ain't even petitioned for 54. He's not even, I mean, debuted at 54.
It's already been
y'all order a fight at 54 that ain't neither one of they ass ranked.
Hold on. And you're right. Here's my thing. Keith Thurman team already came out with the source said Earl team is the one told them they're going. This fight is at 154. They just going with it. This is what Keith team said. So that's being said. That's already been out. So that the Keith team is saying they didn't ask to be at no 154. That's coming from Earl. So the reason why I came up with this theory, because it's not doesn't mean it's true, is maybe they're moving him to 154 for strategy purposes. Maybe because of that injury. We don't know how bad that car accident was on his body. Those are things that we have to take in consideration of him making this type of move, because I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it, but I'm realistic to understand why somebody can move up to 154. Maybe he is struggling to make weight. Maybe something on his leg is making him, is hurting him. So we don't know. That's all I'm saying.
How the fuck do you move him up over a Kyron Davis? You talking about fighters who are on the lower portion of this 154 division.
Charles
Yeah, I mean,
Conwell.
you don't skip over these fighters who, Charles Conwell, you understand, the likes of a Charles the Beast Conwell, but it's a lot of fighters on the bottom half of that totem pole that, I mean, you can't skip over. Now, if we watch that type of hypocrisy in boxing takes in our face, you understand, losing none of your kids, because they might stay down there forever. I ain't gonna hold you. That ain't some shit that make amateurs want to turn pro. That ain't
absolutely
like shit. That ain't some shit that had you in a rush to turn pro. You gonna keep the headgear on for another 2-3 years if you even have an opportunity. You understand? So I definitely don't know that I can see the WBC pulling that rag over the whole boxing community's eyes, no matter how beloved Errol Spence is. I'm sorry, man. You don't get you don't you talking about the likes of a Julian J. Rock Williams. I just talked to Bread Man, say they was trying to get him a fight at 154. You understand? You talking about the likes of a lot of fighters on the bottom half of that totem pole. What message does it send to the future champion? How do you become the future champion? And the money behind you that don't put you in these type of opportunities. And at that given time, we have allowed the politics of boxing to dictate the state of boxing, and we have failed the sport of boxing. Fuck no.
And here's to top it off what you was just saying. It's for them to be skipping over those other 154 pounders and just having a fight like that. We done seen the sanctioning bodies do this before. I was shitting on them when Guillermo Rigondeaux went up in weight to fight Lomachenko, and they still said you're gonna lose your 122-pound belt if you lose to this guy. How the heck can you do that? How the heck can you move up to show that you want to be great in the sport, fighting the top dog in that weight class, and the sanctioning body say, listen, we taking your belt at 122 if you lose. No, we have to speak up on this. I'm consistent in all my arguments. I don't care who that was. If that was Earl, I would have shitted on the sanction bodies for doing that to him as well. You see what I'm saying? It shows they have their favoritism.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
So he got stripped. Shakur Stevenson didn't make the weight. He got stripped. David Betterbieve, he got stripped. Y'all can't pick and choose who y'all want to strip and who y'all don't want to strip. Be consistent. That's my whole argument. Is be consistent. Be freaking consistent.
I'm highly disappointed, bro. If we can watch that type of hypocrisy take place, man. Because I don't got no problem with them making it as an exhibition match. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, make it as a fucking exhibition match. But you're not about to tell me that y'all about to sanction this fight as any type of interim fight, as an opportunity to fight. Yeah, I mean, to gain any type of status to fight for them belts that Jermell Charlo worked his ass off to get. I'm talking about worked his ass off to get, risked his life to get every motherfucking one. Now, don't get me wrong. He got 3 of them in one fight. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, he worked his ass off to get them. You understand? And if y'all
I
see
heard you.
that type of opportunity.
Can you hear me? Going out a little bit.
Convert this can't even be referred to as a sport. Yeah, I hear you now, bro.
I got you. Yeah, it can't be. I get it, man. I definitely
But
understand
yeah,
it. That's
that
why I'm passionate. That's why I'm balanced with it because I get your point when it comes to not boycotting the guys who work their ass off and and put their blood, sweat, and tears, bro. I am not disagreeing with you when it comes from that mindset. But when we don't have balance, we got to be able to say, I don't want this trash. I don't want to accept this. We have to be able to do that. I just don't, me and you are not to the point where we sit there and feel like we like Crawford over Earl, but we ain't shitting on Earl because we don't like him. We don't, if I
facts.
criticize Earl, it's because of certain things that I think it's worth to be criticized. I'm not a fanboy. I'm from Ohio and I still criticize all Ohioans. That's why they respect me because they can call me on the phone and say, hey, man, give me your honest opinion. Everybody praising my performance. What do you think? You know what I mean? That's the type of respect that I love. And you know what I'm saying? Because they get out of their emotions to say, just tell me the truth. We got a lot of guys who just want to be fanboys of the things and accept everything your fighter give you. Absolutely not. Me and you was on here calling out Crawford BS on certain things of how he moved. Uh, but we also, like I said, I'm gonna defend them too at times when I still feel like it's right to defend them. But I'm not accepting everything. I'm not gonna do it with nobody, bro. I'm gonna have a stand. You got to stand for something. And if you just okay with, oh, y'all defending,
And
oh,
you
it's
damn
okay.
sure ain't kissing nobody ass.
No, I'm not doing it because, like I said, with Canelo, same thing. Like, there's a lot of these guys do certain things, and then I praise them for certain things. Earl Spence, to be honest, he's one of the realest fighters that represent our culture when it's standing up for our people. He's loyal. I can go on and on about the good things Earl represent us, bro. That I'm proud to say that he's in this sport, and I love watching this guy. But just because I think Crawford beats him, don't means I'm a hater or I don't know the sport or I'm just downing our own people. Like, get out of here with that BS. I think Earl is definitely great for our sport, and shout out for I love who he is as a person, bro. Outside the ring, yes, he ain't perfect. He got things he need to work on, but that has nothing to do when it comes to boxing and who he is as a people when he represent us. That's what I want to hear Crawford fans say instead of saying all always shitting on them in person. It's okay to have
And
be your
teach
fan
how
and
they
shoot
would.
somebody. It's okay. I think Crawford beats him. I don't care how many years. I still think Crawford beats him. Don't mean I hate him.
Um, all you would have to do is petition each fighter's sanctioning body for them to debut at another weight class and maintain their status, which means that which means that they would on the each fighter's sanctioning body would only have to approve their fighter fighting at a higher weight class. You understand? They
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be issuing this fight unless they're trying to attach some type of status to it. They're trying to attach some type of status to it, some type of that's me. They otherwise you would just petition for my fighter to fight at 154 and be
Mm-hmm.
a sanctioned fight by the WBC. The WBC wouldn't have to sanction this fight to happen or mandate this fight to happen. Nah, they pulling some wool over motherfuckers' ass. I'm telling y'all, they
Mm-hmm.
about to attach some type of title to this. And within
And
that process, you gonna shit on everybody else who at 154 already, who done been putting in work. I got a problem
and
with
and and,
that,
and I
man.
want to make it clear that, and I want to make it
Go
clear
ahead,
that's
bro.
the reason. I want to make it clear that's the reason why you didn't see this fight happening at 154 for that main what you just said there. That's why your stance is like, I don't believe this fight is happening at 154. So I want your fans to understand that who's listening, why he don't think it's happening at 154. He just don't see it. It's just hearsay right now. And that for that very purpose, that's what he's talking about. like what he just said. Like, we cannot sit there and just say, okay, we okay with it. Oh, Earl don't have to defend this because Keith Thurman didn't give him, like, guys, y'all don't know the sport if y'all using that excuse. Y'all can't use that excuse. Kell Brooks said something that was really deep too back in the day when Kell Brooks said that, and I think this was a year, 2 years ago. Kell Brooks said he should have dropped the IBF belt. Kell Brooks
It's
said,
gonna be
I should
for
have,
interim status. It's gonna be
yeah.
for
Keith
interim
Thurman,
status. Teach, I'm sorry. Otherwise, they wouldn't be sanctioning this fight, bro. They would just be
mm-hmm,
petitioning for each of these fighters to debut at that weight class.
mm-hmm,
Once you start telling me that a certain sanctioning body is issuing and mandating this fight, we have a problem. Now
mm-hmm,
I have a problem with this fight because that means that you're attaching some type of status to it. That
mm-hmm.
there's gonna,
Yeah.
as you would just be petitioning for these fighters to debut at this weight class with the catch weight of XYZ.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wake up.
Well, I'm about to head out, buddy. You know it's nothing but love being on here chopping it up with you.
Which means, bro, which means that I'm telling y'all now, if that's the case, and they have already talked to him about fighting Mayo, you trust
Mm-hmm.
them, you better fucking believe it. That's the case,
Yep.
they done already talked to him about fighting Mayo. And
Yep.
he done said, I'll do it. Mayo done said, I'll do it. Shit, and if Bud don't sign on a goddamn dotted line, below y'all first that fight was gonna happen, and they told me I was crazy. They best friends. Who Derek James gonna train? Gonna train one Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and one Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And on fight night, he gonna watch a fan watching his two kids, goddamn it, get
Yep.
in the ring.
Yep. He ain't gonna be in
And
nobody's corner.
they all gonna laugh out. But on that note, Brody ready to close out. We gonna close out, man. I appreciate everybody tapping in for the test. Get my juices back going, man. And on that OTB life. But y'all know what it is. We tapped in out. Tapped in until we tapped out. We appreciate it. Give them your closing word.
Yeah, man. Y'all can follow me at Ohio Runs Boxing on IG. I'm on TikTok now. I'm gonna get back on Facebook soon, man. They took my page down, so I'm gonna get another one. I'm gonna definitely start another one soon. But yeah, y'all can find me on.
Froze on the way out. There you go.
Okay, y'all can find me on TikTok.
Go ahead. You gotta close that again.
I can hear you. Y'all can find me on Instagram, and I'll be getting my Facebook back up soon, man. I'll be getting that back up and running. But I see y'all, man. Peace.
Appreciate everybody tapping in with us, man. On the lookout, man. We're gonna have Betterbieve, Anthony Yard film dropping tomorrow morning. Also, I might drop David Benavidez. Y'all leave 50 comments on that video. I'm gonna drop David Benavidez, Caleb Plant the same day because both of them done. OTB, we back tapped in till we tap out. Appreciate everybody, man. Y'all know what it is, man. We make casual fans real fans. Class dismissed. Damn, I ain't in. I got my what you call it? I got my application too, man. I gotta fill out my application so I can that little paper going. That little paper going, Jack.